Hey, what's up? This is Mahendra Raj. Welcome back to another Coaching Mini Insight. I'm here on the beach in Koh Tao Island, meeting some friends for a drink. Sun has just gone down, which is beautiful. Such a beautiful day once again. Super grateful, obviously, to be able to live this life. And on that note, expectations, as you saw in the description of this post, expectations. We all have expectations, right? Like I'm sure you do whenever you have expectations about people, you have expectations about experiences that you're about to experience. You might have an expectation of a place you're about to go to, an expectation of an event that you're about to attend, whether it's a dinner or anything, right? Like expectations are a natural part of it, I guess, if you haven't trained your mind yet, right? And one of the reasons this is coming up and I'm making this video is because, well, in coaching, because of the nature of how I get clients, mainly how I get clients, what's interesting is you get a whole ton of variety of expectations that people come to coaching with, right? Part of it is because of the marketing and sales process, right? And how that works. And so part of it is also people don't know what coaching is. It's a relatively new industry. And people haven't been coached before. They never had a coach before. So their mind is free to latch on to any expectation that they might want to have about coaching or any experience they're about to encounter. And so it's really interesting because often what I find is not all, but majority of people, right? Majority of people who come to coaching come with kind of a really far out their expectation, right, of what they're going to get. And it's almost like, I would say, it's almost like we're going to solve world hunger tomorrow kind of expectation, right? And the equivalent of that in someone's daily life is like, if they're like, and I've spoken about this before in other videos, right? Like if they're $200,000-$300,000 in debt, they got 3 maxed out credit cards, they have no system of tracking their finances or budget, and they don't have a side hustle, they don't have a side business, they don't have any idea on how they're going to generate extra income. They just got their 9-to-5 job, and they're working their ass off in the 9-to-5 job, and they're only willing to spend maybe 5 hours a week on a goal that they're going to work with me on. And amidst all that, right, that whole context I just gave you, yet they have an expectation that they're going to make $1 million in 6 months or 1 year or whatever it is. And I find that very interesting. Like, I don't judge. I don't know. Who am I to say that, you can't set a goal of $1 million in the next 12 months and not strike the lottery? I'm sure that's happened before, right? And I'm sure it is possible, but I also do know the odds of striking the lottery are pretty slim, right? So, see, I'm not here to judge and say, people having expectations is right or wrong. I'm just here to ask you a really, really important question, right? Do you find that when you have expectations going into something, whether it be coming to coaching, whether it be going to an event, whether it be meeting someone, or whatever experience you're about to have, do you find or have you found in the past that when you've had expectations, that has tended to limit your experience, the quality of your experience? Or have your expectations actually enhanced the quality of your experience? That's the question I wanted to ask you, right? And based on your answer, you've got to make a decision on whether you want to keep having expectations or really far out, like mind-blowing expectations about anything, or you're going to maybe tone down, manage your expectations, and maybe set realistic expectations. That's a choice you got to make. That's something you got to do, right? And I'll give you another example, right? I have this thing. I don't know what it is about my wiring in my brain that makes this happen, right? So yesterday I go out free diving, right? Somewhere out there, And we go to like 35 meters depth. Like if you're in America or Canada, it's about 100 over feet, right? 100 plus feet depth, right? It's a beautiful day. The water is as flat as it is now, right? A beautiful, deep blue color of ocean, and we could almost see all the way to the bottom. So we could see 35 meters of visibility almost. Beautiful, beautiful day. But I had done something yesterday morning, which I'd never done before prior to going out freediving, which I went to the gym at 7:30. I had my normal high intensity interval training workout, which is an hour of almost pure hell, where I feel like I'm gonna pass out sometimes. I did that workout and then had like an hour and a half recovery or rest time, and I just drank a protein shake and I went freediving. So my expectation, right? My expectation was, holy shit, like my heart rate's going to be still high. It's not going to come down to the 60s. It's going to be about 90 to 100 beats a minute. And, you know, in freediving, in the art of breath hold, obviously I want a lower heart rate to hold my breath longer. But obviously this is not the case. I'm thinking to myself, so I'm expecting a shitty day, right? Not a shitty day, but I'm not expecting much of myself in terms of performance in freediving. So I go out and I'm like, you know, I've got this very mellow mood. I'm like, okay, let's go with the flow. And I'm telling my buddy on the line, you know, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to see what comes. I'm going to go with the flow. And so I get on the line and I don't even do what we call a breathe up, which is like a 5-minute breathe up, you know, to control and relax my mind and balance the oxygen and carbon dioxide. I don't even do all that. I just take a few relaxing breaths and I go down. And my first dive, I did a 2-minute 42-second dive. 2 minutes 42 seconds of breath hold, right? And I came up surprised. Surprised but not surprised, and I'll tell you why not surprised. I was not surprised because this happens every fucking time I don't have expectations about something I'm about to do, or even when I expect shit, right? Like I expect shit to happen. Like I expect a crappy day, for example, freediving. And I go out and have the most amazing experience. I don't know what it is about my wiring, but that works for me. Now, that may also mean that if I go into competition, like if I attended a freediving competition, I don't know, I've never done it, I may not do well, I'm not sure, right? Because as soon as expectation comes in, if I expect to win or expect to place in the top 5 or whatever, or do well, that might mess up my performance, I'm not sure, right? And this is why I'm throwing the question to you. Do your expectations tend to limit or hinder your progress or your results or quality of experience, or does it enhance it? Ask yourself that question, then make a decision on whether you're going to have high expectations or tone down your expectations. Does it make sense? I hope this has been valuable for you. It's just an insight, it's just a perspective to think about, right? Because this is all about you understanding how your mind works, what your strengths are, what your limits are, and how you choose to move forward from here on and achieve the goals you want, right? And you know, I'm all about, create and live the life of your dreams. So that's what this is about. Okay, I hope this has been valuable for you. Please like this video. That affirms that I'm doing something good. Not to mention the dopamine hit I'll get, right, from seeing the like. Share this video if you think this is valuable for other people to hear, and post your comments. All right. My name is Mahindraj. You go create and live the life of your dreams.